Hi, beautiful souls. This is Sadhana, and welcome to my channel. Today, I'm going to do an unboxing video. I haven't done one of these for a while, and I have just acquired the Empathic Oracle by Steve Wilson and Michelle Matuzis. I've had her other deck, the Shamanic Healing Oracle, in my collection for a while, and you may have seen it on some of my deck combo videos. I really enjoy Michelle's artwork. There's something about its simplicity. It's very, very accessible, and so I'm really happy to have this second deck of hers in my collection, and we're going to do a walkthrough of that in a moment. These decks are published by Schiffer, so they come in the smaller card size box with the ribbons that hold the box open. There are more cards in this new deck, so I believe there's 50 something cards here. There's like 40 something in this one. So yeah, so we have a real substantial deck here. Really, really pretty cover. I have taken off the cello and the wrapper on the cards, and we'll have a look at the guidebook in a little bit. And these are the card backs, really pretty. There is a difference here. So Schiffer has changed their cardstock, and I did want to make a comment on these boxes. So these are really nice boxes, but they don't have the closure that wraps around. So if you put these in your box or your basket or however you transport your cards, you need to put this in a bag because it will pop open. The magnet is not strong enough to keep it sealed if it goes in this direction. That just happened in my basket with the other deck. Anyway, just mentioning that. We have the shiny gold on the side, slightly different color than the other deck, a lighter color. And these are the backs. Super pretty. The cardstock is that kind that you can riffle, shuffle. It's not too bendy, and we'll do that in a little bit. We'll do the shuffle test. So the first 7 cards are the chakra cards. And interesting that she starts with the crown chakra. So usually, I think in most decks, the creator starts with the root. And so here we're going top to bottom. So we have the crown, the color purple for the Sahasrara chakra. I don't know if you'll pick it up on the camera, but there's a bit of dust on the corner. I don't know if it's supposed to be the inside of the box or what this is on all the cards. And then the third eye chakra, so the Agnya chakra. This looks a bit like the Kundalini energy switching back and forth from the Ida to the Pingala nadis. Need to contemplate what this is about here, but that's what that looks like to me. And then we have the cooling energy of the throat chakra, the Vishuddhi chakra. And the heart. It's interesting that she chose to do this in multiple colors. Usually for me, the heart chakra goes between green and pink, and there's lots of other colors included here. So perhaps when you're doing a reading, one of those colors will be brought to your attention. Because when we're doing associations with chakras, there's often a connection to another chakra. So, this might speak to some kind of a emotion or a pain or a grief that is connected to the solar plexus. And then we have a beautiful sun for the Manipura chakra. Wow, this is super detailed. Energy-wise, artistically, it looks like you spent a lot more time on this particular one. It's nice that we have the color orange included here, which is an important color for the Swadhisthana chakra, and also to have the element of water. Lots of things you could possibly pick up on, with that card came up in a reading. And then we have the root, Muladhara chakra. It would have been nice to have some other symbol here, something to draw in family, security, safety, something like that. you know, to have some kind of a shelter or something there, something for protection. And then it looks like we go to the elements. Beautiful water card. And then air. Surprising, these aren't in order. So she went top to bottom. So air would be heart, and then fire would be Manipura. Totally doesn't matter what order they're in. But these pictures have very much, I don't know if you've noticed, there's quite a night theme to many of these. Like they're not in bright daylight. And here again, we have night for the earth. And it's nice that the looks like multiple seasons represented on the earth picture. Manifestation. This look to me looks like what's it called? A sand painting. I don't know if you've ever done that in a shamanic practice, but beautiful. And we have the, you know, the yin, yang, sun and moon. I should say yang and yin, all surrounded by the blue. And then shielding. And that's a pretty small shield, right? She could have filled up the whole space by the shield. So maybe that's something that you could bring in to the reading too, that the shield is little. Focus. So we haven't had any animals yet in the picture. I think this is the first semi-animal that has been part of that card. Lots of energy moving up toward the peak. And then clearing. I don't know what you're seeing here, but this to me looks like an arrow. We also, of course, use, you know, if this is a smudge wand, we use smudge wands for clearing, for space clearing. And then we have the moon phases. Kind of cool, actually, that the new moon is on, the new and the full moons are on the side. Usually the depictions, at least in my mind, are on the top and the bottom. So we've got the quarter moons on the top and bottom. I have seen this picture. I really liked this picture. I don't know what it was that intrigued me, but there's something about the surrealness of it, the pointiness, and when the mountains are so pointy like that, it makes the valleys a lot deeper. And we have an element of water here too. So we have sky, sun, water, earth. There's a lot you could pull from this card. And strength. So we have the acorn and the oak. But you know what I mean? These cards very much look like they're all like evening pictures. And then we have the seasons. Spring. That's really beautiful. I like that spring card. Summer. Autumn. And winter. That's kind of cool. We have the deciduous tree growing out like the antlers out of the stag. Bit of moon energy, lots of white there. And here we have the sun. So even though we have the sun card, you know, it's got that, I don't know, there's a sense of not cloudiness, but there's not a brightness to the deck. And that's not a negative thing. It's just an observation. There's a feeling for the deck. It feels kind of heavy in a way. And the moon, why does the moon have teardrops? Are they teardrops? Are they crystal drops? What are they? I really like this is a beautiful navy blue color on the moon, and there's this very delicate artwork. So we have the one card for the moon phases and one card for the moon, and then we go to gates. So gates can represent all kinds of things, right? But portals is what comes to mind. And we have this really interesting kind of path leading up toward the gate. And then beyond the gate, we have the mountain and the sky. And then we have the directions or direction. And let's just look at some of the details here. So we've got leaves here, probably representing air, fire, earth, and water. And then we have different colors here on this circle. And then all contained within this brilliant purple color. So you could read this card, more shamanically, as the directions, and perhaps a certain direction will stand out to you in a reading. If you're reading with other cards, this particular quadrant might point to something, and that might call to you. Holiday. So this card seems to kind of like not really fit with the deck. It's a different expression. And so we have kind of a Charlie Brown Christmas tree here with a little decoration. So really kind of focusing on the simplicity of holiday, specifically Christmas. But that's really kind of interesting that she would include that in this deck. And then we have Predator. It's kind of an ominous card. And then Hero. We have the Bay Laurel wreath. Yeah, these cards have a completely different feel to the other deck with the mat. Okay, crowd surfing. That is interesting. I'm just going to take a quick peek at the guidebook and go to number 30 and see what she says about crowd surfing. So I'll just read you the synopsis. The world is filled with the noise of thoughts and the emotions of those who gather, and like quicksand, it soon suffocates my experience. So that very much kind of fits with the theme of the deck, the empath and the difficulties of navigating the world as an empath. So each of the cards has a description, a short description, and then a longer one. And then it looks like there's also little mini kind of not suits but themes within the deck itself too. So besides the chakras and the seasons and all of that, there are tools, and there's a few cards for internal and a few cards for what she calls external. So here we have desert. That's gorgeous. What a pretty chaos card. If I was in chaos, I would like my chaos to look like this. And then we have adversity. So these flowers are thriving despite, the strength of the sun. But I'm going to have a really close look and spend some time contemplating this deck because, again, we have a sunny day with a black background. And perhaps she does explain that in the guidebook. I'll spend some more time looking at that. And here the sun is bursting out from the dark clouds. So we have light at the end of the tunnel. Open heart. What do you see here? What does this look like to you? Actually, a lot going on in this picture. To me, this looks like a cervix. Yeah, we've got sun. We've got lots of elements in this picture. We've got a bit of adversity over here with the lightning and the storm and the clouds, and this side, of course, being more positive. If we look at the painting, and this is the right side of the body, or the painting or the drawing, this is the right side representing, you know, the more yang, active energy, and here we have the more mental yin energy on this side. There's a little heart here. We've got the heart at the green at the heart chakra. Yeah, some of these pictures have a lot going on and others are much more simple. Authenticity, so speaking to masks and things like that. Past. So we're going to have past, present, and future cards, which in a reading can be really kind of helpful to bring perspective, understanding that there is only present, and so this can speak to living in a time that is not now. Purity. Stardust. Containers. As safe as a box may seem, it's an experience that can also be of emptiness. Entanglement. So we have one card for chaos and one for entanglement. And there may be cards in the external and the internal and the external, I'm going to call them suits that match each other. So we have balance, resistance, surrender, timeline. So we have timeline, past, present, and future. Pedestal. Non-duality. Interesting that she would... Do we have a duality card? It looks like some of the cards have opposite cards and others don't. And then we have chameleon. That's really pretty, actually. Validation. Always nice to see in a oracle deck that there's as many challenging cards as there are, positive, supportive cards. Specialness. Beginnings. Your story. And actually, I'm just reflecting on this card. There's a lot that could come up in a reading with this. And as a professional reader, one of the things that's, often I discuss with clients is learning how to step outside of your story rather than into your story. So let's just take 1 second and see what Michelle has to say about that, because in a way, this is something we're trying to move away from, not move to, in the process of healing. She says, each page I write of my experience will be one of wonder and in the knowing that I wield the pen. So kind of a different perspective than that I'm working with, at least right now. So the way that I'm working with your story now is to kind of step away from the story and to not be attached to what appears to be the drama, the reality of what's going on, and learning to step back and look at the big picture rather than the details, rather than focusing on the details. And then we have gaslighting. I have never seen this in a oracle deck before, so that's really nice to have that kind of the opportunity for that kind of energy to be represented in a card. Stuck. So the inability to turn, the inability to move, and that's the last card. So there's 54 cards in this deck. So I'm just going to quickly have a look at the guidebook. I'm just going to push these away because I wanted to show you about these chapters or themes. So they're not color coded at all, but if you look at the top of the descriptions here, so you can see that 27 holiday is in the external, and then 18 strength is also in external, and then she calls these tools. So there's definitely an organizational thread to this oracle. This is a really nice, well put together guidebook. It's nice to have color pictures as well too. Yeah, so there's lots of information. If you're not familiar with the term empath and what that means and how to use the deck. And as I read you, I'll just show you here. I showed you I read the short message. So what I was reading was the short messages up here. Then there's a longer message, and then there's some inquiry. So each of the cards has an inquiry at the bottom. And some of them go to a second page. Like this card here, this previous card has quite a bit of information. So that was the clearing card, which refers to the, I believe, smudging. My energy, both inside and out, is mine to take care of and be responsible for. This feels like a deck of empowerment, taking back your energy, being in control of your energy. And I think there is a sense of vulnerability for the empath. And so this deck probably is meant as a healing tool, for the empath. But I will be using this in readings, and I'm going to have a really close look at the energy, because you know how I said a lot of the cards seem primarily to be in the evening. And so what does that mean energetically for the deck? That the whole deck appears to be set in the darkness or the evening light, and it shuffles brilliantly. Wow, that's really, really nice. So I'm going to do a draw with one card from this deck and one card from her other deck, just for fun. It's really nice in the new deck that the title's not done on the bottom. I never really liked that. I don't know why they put the name of the deck on the bottom here. So from Shamanic Healing, with the card we have is Ascension. That's kind of a big, a big one. And then we have Timeline. Well, time is a construct of human perception. And there is really no such thing as a line of time. Time is, as I see it, is cyclical. It kind of spirals in and out and around and circles in ways that we have no way of completely understanding. So to really learn to step away from that construct of time and to just really learn how to be present is so very, very important. And perhaps through releasing that kind of need to be on time, to be with time, to be consumed with the past or the future, we can begin to evolve as a human and to be have greater access to different perceptions and be open to messages from, the other side and things like that. So with, kind of releasing the construct of time, we're able to move in a higher direction, a higher place. Let's do one more. Light at the end of the tunnel. So we have the sunlight here and the blue sky, dark clouds. And here we have struggle. So I would kind of go with, please know that this challenging time that you are going through is coming to a close. You're kind of at the end of this journey. So do take care of yourself and continue to persevere, because you will, see a bit of ease in your journey coming up soon. So thank you very much for watching today, and I look forward to reading your comments below. Stay well, my friends. Namaste.